Alright, so recently I made a video about using ChatGPT to make a tier list and you guys seem to enjoy that video, so back at it again. So let's see what ChatGPT gives us this time. Alright, we got killers ranked by their chase music intensity. Rate each killer based on how intense, creepy, or adrenaline pumping their chase music is. Breaking down into categories like S tier, heart racing and iconic, creepy but not over the top, atmospheric but forgettable, and C tier lacking intensity. Alright, so first things first, we got Trapper. Now Trapper doesn't really have his own chase music, he's kinda just uses the default one, which is fine I guess, but compared to some other killers which do have their own chase music, it's a little bit boring. So I guess I'll put her up there in C tier. Next up, we got Wraith. Again, same with Trapper, he doesn't have his own chase music sadly, so I guess he's going up there next to Trapper. Next up, we got Billy. To be honest, Billy's chase music is actually very good. I quite like it that he got his own chase music, although he's one of the 4 original killers. So overall, I guess this guy deserves a spot in A tier. Next up, we got the Nurse. Now, Nurse's chase music ain't all around that bad. It's quite intensive, but I feel like she's similar to Billy here in the sense that it's not really super anything crazy or anything like that. So I guess A tier is where she is going to go. Next up, we got Myers. Now, I absolutely love Myers' chase music. It fits him perfectly. It is very creepy and iconic. It fits the character up beautifully. So, with all that said, I feel like S tier is where he is going to go. Next up, we got Hag. Now, to be honest, Hag's chase music, I don't really like it that much. I think personally, it's a little bit of a letdown. But I don't think it's C tier worthy. I feel like B tier is probably the best spot for her chase music to go. Next up, we got the Doctor. Now, his chase music is absolutely amazing. Doctor's chase music is phenomenal. They really did an amazing job. It's quite iconic. It does fit him up. It's very much also heart racing. So, I guess definitely worthy of S tier in my opinion.
Nice.
Next up, we got the Huntress. Now, Huntress doesn't really have her own chase music, but she does have a lullaby, I guess. However, since she also uses the default chase music similar to Wraith and Trapper, I feel like it's only right to put her up there in C tier. Next up, we got Booba. Now, same with Wraith and Huntress and even Trapper. This guy doesn't really have his own chase music, so I guess C tier is where he is going to go. Next up, we got Freddy. Now, Freddy doesn't really have his own chase music, so I guess I'll put this guy up there in B tier next to Hag. Next up, we got the Pig. Now, Pig again doesn't really have a chase music, so that's not really much to say about her. I have to put her up there in C tier next to the other killers that don't have a chase music. Next up, we got the Clown. Now, Clown's chase music is very iconic. It does fit him to a T. It is like kind of a creepy circus music, which is, I guess, it does fit him very well. He's a clown at the end of the day. But I feel like it's not really as good as some other killers, especially in S tier like Myers and Doctor. I feel like they have a much better chase music than him. So I guess A tier is where this guy is going to go. Next up, we got Spirit. Now, me personally, I honestly love Spirit's chase music. I feel like it does give it that heart racing, iconic vibe that you're looking for in a chase. Honestly, me personally, definitely gonna put her up there in S tier. Though some people might disagree with me on that choice, but for me, it's just an all-around incredibly good chase music. It's gotta be good chase music. The devs did a very good job with that, so I feel like S tier is where she belongs. Next up, we got the Legion. Gotta give him credit where credit is due. Legion has some pretty good chase music in my opinion. The devs did a fantastic job with this guy as well. So I guess I'll put him up there in S tier. Next up, we got the Plague. Now, similar to the other killers in C tier, I'm pretty sure she does not have a chase music, at least I'm not mistaken, I think. So I guess C tier is where she is going to go. Next up, we got Ghostface. Now, Ghostface does have a chase music. His chase music is honestly pretty good. I do feel like it does give you that iconic vibe that you want in a chase. But I also think it's nothing too crazy. It is a creepy chase, but it's nothing too insane like a Myers or Spirits one. So I guess A tier is where this guy is going to go. Next up, we got Demo. Now, to be honest, similar with Ghostface, his chase music is very good. I quite like it. It is creepy chase music, which is very good, hence why I like it. But again, it's nothing too crazy in my opinion. So I guess I'll put him up there in A tier as well. Next up, we got the Oni. Now, Oni's chase music is insanely good. I honestly quite like this guy. His chase music does give you that iconic heart racing vibe that you are looking for in a chase. So I guess, to be honest, I'm pretty sure he belongs in S tier. Next up, we got Deathslinger. Now, his chase music is phenomenal. The devs did an incredible job with this guy. Honestly, it's not bad. However, I don't feel like he's S tier worthy. Although his chase music is very good, don't get me wrong, it's actually very nice chase music. I do quite like it. But I feel like it's not as good as some other killers in S tier, so I guess I'll put him up there in A tier. Next up, we got Pyramid. Now, honestly, there's nothing really much to say about this guy. His chase music is insane. His chase music is absolutely incredible. I'm just gonna go ahead and straight up put this guy in S tier. Next up, we got Bleed. His chase music as well isn't too bad, I guess. It's very iconic, it's good. But for me personally, it doesn't really give me that heart racing vibe that you're looking for in a chase. At least not as much as the other killers that I placed in S rank. So I guess he's also a very strong A tier. Next up, we got the Twins. It's similar with Legion here. I gotta give credit where credit is due. Her chase music is actually very nice. I honestly do quite like it. It is a creepy chase music, which is what you want. But is it something unique? Is it something over the top? For me personally, no. So I guess with all that said, I will put her up there in A tier. Next up, we got the Trickster. To be honest, his chase music is a little bit meh compared to some other killers that I placed in S or even A tier, to be honest. I don't think he's C tier material. I don't feel like that is fair. But I honestly think B tier is his spot. I honestly feel like the killers I placed in A tier have a much better chase music than him. So I'll put him up there in B tier. Next up, we got Nemesis. Now, his chase music is absolutely insane. It goes very hard, which is what you want in the chase music. It's amazing. The devs did a phenomenal job on this guy. But is it S tier material? Me personally, I feel like it's more of a very strong A tier. For now, I guess A tier is where he's going to go. Next up, we got Pinhead. His chase music is actually not too bad as well. Honestly, very good. I definitely don't think it's something over the top though. I'm not gonna put this guy up there in S tier. However, he's very similar to Nemesis in a way. So I guess A tier is where this guy belongs. Next up, we got the Artist. Now, the Artist's chase music is honestly very nice. It has that iconic vibe to it. But it's not really over the top type vibe, so I guess A tier is where she belongs. Next up, we got the Onryo. Now, I absolutely love her chase music. It's iconic, it's heart racing, it's very much so over the top. Realistically here, I know for a fact that a lot of people do quite like her chase music. I'm definitely one of them. So I'm just gonna go ahead and straight up put her up there in S tier. Next up, we got the Dredge. Now, I honestly actually quite love the Dredge chase music. The killer itself, it's not really one of my favorites to go against. But again, I gotta give credit where credit is due. So overall, his chase music is it's phenomenal. Without a doubt, it's iconic, it's heart racing, all around exactly what you were looking for. So I guess I will put this guy up there as well in S tier. Next up, we got Wesker. Next up, we got the Knight. To be honest, Knight's chase music is actually very good. It's iconic, it's creepy, but I honestly don't feel like it's something over the top, so I guess A tier is where I'm gonna put this guy. Next up, we got the Skull Merchant, the killer which I almost never want to go against, as I just really hate going against her. But I gotta give her credit where credit is due. Skull Merchant does have a very good chase music. It is very iconic. It is also heart racing. So I guess I'll put her up there in S tier. Next up, we got the Singularity. Now this guy's chase music is actually very good. It's definitely heart racing. It does make you feel like you're in a chase. I honestly quite really love it. So I guess S tier is where I'm also going to put him. Next up, we got Xenomorph. Next up, we got Chucky. To be honest, before he originally came out, I didn't expect his chase music to be something insane. But the devs definitely proved me wrong on this one, and they did an incredible job with his chase music. All around insane, it's iconic, it's heart racing. You're not gonna have a bad time listening to his chase music at all. So I guess I'll put this guy up there in S tier. Next up, we got the Unknown. To be honest, very good chase music. It's not bad. It's not as iconic as some of the other chase musics in here, but overall it is creepy, it's good. So I guess A tier is where this guy belongs. Next up, we got Vecna, or I guess the Lich. Honestly, incredibly good chase music in my opinion, without a doubt. This guy has one of the best chase musics in the game in my opinion. So with all that said, I'm just gonna go ahead and straight up put this guy in S tier. Next up, we got Dracula. Honestly, again, incredibly good chase music. I love this guy's chase music. It's absolutely incredibly good. It's insane. The devs did a phenomenal job once again with this chase music. So I guess I'm just gonna go ahead and put this guy up there in S tier, no questions asked. Last but not least, we got the Houndmaster. Not too bad, I feel like. It's creepy, but it's not something over the top, I guess. It's not as iconic as some of the other ones. So I guess A tier is where she is going to go. But anyways, this is my ChatGPT rating killers based on their chase music tier list. Some of you are gonna agree with me, some of you are gonna disagree with me. That is always how a tier list goes. But anyways, with that said, hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys in the next one. Have a good night, guys.